Okay. So now that we're back in the class, ready for action, we're going to be working on a group exercise today called the jQuery calculator. We are going to give you a lot of the boilerplate code, actually. So we're going to give you the Jumbotron, we're going to give you these two separate panels with a calculator, and all of these buttons and all that stuff. All you guys need to focus on today is building out the jQuery functionality that does the actual logic behind the calculator, appending results to the screen, and that's pretty much it. So when you use a calculator, as I'm sure we've all used, you do 1 plus 3 equals 4. You'll notice that when I on-clicked 1, it displayed on the screen. So when I clear it, it's going to empty it. So when I did 1, it was an on-click event on the back end. It created an item and then dropped it within and then appended it to this results section over here. When I on-clicked plus, it did the exact same thing. It created an object, appended it to the results div, and then when I click 3, same thing. It's an on-click event that grabs the number 3, creates an object, and appends it to the result div. When I on-click the equals button, it takes these separate values along with the operation that needs to be done, whether it's plus, minus, multiply, divide, or raise to. So you would press equals, and then that equals 4, and that would be the answer with a little division, with a little divider over here. And then when you click clear, it grabs whatever div is containing all of these elements and empties them. This is the functionality that we want to duplicate on the back end. So when we take a look at the unsolved version, which is what you guys will have, if I open that up on the page, you'll see that it gives you all of the front end, HTML, CSS, all that stuff that you need. All you are worried about is the functionality, these on-click events. You need to be able to assign on-click events to all of these buttons. You can see that these buttons have different colors. You can assume they have different class names. That might be the first indicator on how you're going to assign individual events. I see a question back there. I mean, you can change the HTML if you want to. You can add new IDs. You can add new classes if you feel like it'll make it easier. Feel free. Sure. Yeah, feel free. But what we're going to do is I want us to self-organize first into groups of 3 and 4. And for the first 15 minutes, so until 12:45, I want our first focus to be pseudocode. Getting your group together and beginning to pseudocode out who's going to do what in this calculator. Whether it's one person does all the on-click events for the numbers, another person does the on-click events for the operations, another person does an on-click event for the results. Well, the clear is very easy, so you guys can just break that up as you want. But then somebody else has to, maybe somebody else, and maybe it's the people who are assigned their individual sections, does the appending to the results to display it on the screen. Let's take until 12:45 to break up into groups and start pseudocoding what we're going to do. So, yep, feel free to self-organize. If I see you don't have a group, I'll try and find a group for you, so on and so forth.
Okay, I'll do assignments and numbers.
Which one? The numbers?
Yeah.
Clear. Thank you. All right.
So if we kind of ask us to student go this out first, and then once we kind of have that, then we can figure out what to break that. So, all right. So who wants to do a number? We can divide it the way we want. But
I just slacked out what phase 1 should be. Just to reiterate, getting your group together, figuring out your strategy.
first number is
button tag.
Yeah.
The buttons are already there. Yeah, because if you open it up, that template is already here. The HTML template is already here. So I think we're only doing the JavaScript.
Yep, just the JavaScript.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, first he said variables.
Yeah.
Or something very similar to
Well,
the
it's the same
objective.
one. I'm just looking at the HTML.
The value is sort of the value string.
Right, because like, how would you...
The idea is just right.
Right. Right? I mean, I don't know what how else.
So we can do that using the class and just respond to the forms
Similar, right? One of those buttons.
instead of doing every single one separate.
Whatever.
That's
how we did it already.
And also building the actual function that would do the math.
Yeah, so that's
You're right. Letters.
Yeah, those are values, but
but it doesn't do anything.